What year did you start working in the ammunition factory?
That's a good question, Raymond.
How old was Sandra?
She was about 3, 2 or 3, about 3.
And she was born in what year?
God help me. I was 16.
So
16.
you were 19 when you started the ammo factory.
Yes.
That's 38?
I worked in the ammunition factory.
38. 1938.
I don't know, darling. I can't remember. I haven't got any record of that.
Yeah, it must have been 1938.
Because I used to,
So you were still living at Grand before you went to Salisbury?
yes.
And you went to Salisbury to work at the ammunition factory?
I went to Salisbury and I went and we were billeted out and I stayed with old Mr. and Mrs. Oh, I'm forgetting
That
things.
Mrs. Hill?
Yes.
Mrs.
Fred and her name was Fred and Lillian. Fred
She
and Mill
lived
Hill.
in Salisbury.
Down from Adelaide. I boarded with them.
North Adelaide?
Torrensville.
Oh, Torrensville, okay.
And it was in some, D something started with a D street. I can't remember the name of the street.
Oh,
Danby Street.
Oh, well done, Mum. Well done.
Danby Street. I lived in there.
D-A-N-B-Y?
Yes. And Mr. and Mrs. Hill, they thought the world of me, and she used to,
Number what?
66.
Oh, there you are,
There you go.
66.
Yeah.
Things can come just like that when you
Yes.
ask a question.
66 Danby Street, and lovely couple, and that's where I used to go to, I was working the munitions and I used to ride my bike to the railway station from Torrensville to Adelaide, catch a train, and I had 3 shifts to cope with, and she was a darling lady and he was a beautiful man.
You used to leave your bike at the train station?
At the bike sheds, there was just opposite the railway station.
Yeah.
I'm going like this.
Yeah.
And opposite the railway station, and then if you work in the munitions, I used to go weekends, go just to see Sandra, and I just used to go up there. And
So where was Sandra staying?
she was, because I couldn't have her with me when I was boarding. I was working at munitions
Ah, so
because
you
we
didn't
were
have her
billeted
with you.
out because it was wartime, and when you either, I tried to get overseas, but I could, because of Sandra I couldn't. Anyhow, I used to ride my bike, and that's right. And then we used to go for days off. We'd have a day, a different shift. The mornings we'd go for recreation. We'd go to North Adelaide, and hire horses, and we'd go horse riding around North Adelaide, around a big ground, so I don't know what it was.
Who were your friends you went with?
One was Ruth Taylor, another one was Lorna Williams, and me. There was 3 of us. We used to go horse riding. Then after that, used to go to Edna. I met Edna Menz there. She became my friend. And so she liked skating. So she said, I'm going skating and I want somebody to go with me. And this girl was going to go with her, Pat. She said, Pat can't go, Coral, will you go? And I was the overlooker on the bullet presses then. I had the job of watching 7 big bullet presses, and a hopper girl used to put the bullets in, and I used to have to look after these 7 girls and the 7 machines. And on our time off, we had to get away for a break. Edna said, will you come with me? She said, Pat can't come with me. Will you come with me? I don't like going by myself skating. She said, I want to learn to skate. You know, I could skate. So I used to skate up and down on Grand's veranda. So I said, okay. I didn't know that she was meeting a friend there. And of course the friend had a friend with him, and he was supposed to be with Pat, you see. When I get there, I'm skating around, and this chap kept coming up behind me and falling on his bottom and asked me to help him up, and he said, would you teach me how to skate? And I said, just hang on to the rail and that'll help you, just get your feet. He kept falling over, and I felt sorry for him. Oh my God, I was just learning to grab a big thing up and I'd swing, you know, and you land down on your skates and away you go, and I was having a good time skating. And this Charlie wouldn't get away, so I thought I'll get rid of him. So I went down with the girls and we were having a cool drink. And I felt someone sliding alongside of me. Oh, hello. And I said, oh, hello. And I started talking to the other girlfriends. Time to go. I went to get my bike and it wasn't there, was it? It was missing. And I said, I can't find my bike. He said, I've got it. I hid it. Oh, I said, really? He said, I'll tell you where it is. He said, if you meet me tomorrow here and I will go out to lunch. I'll take you out to lunch. I said, okay. So the next day I caught the train into Adelaide with my friend, as usual. We went going across the road with her. I've never thought of anything of that other. I just wiped him off, and I was going shopping with Betty across the road. Did our shopping and went back to the boarding house. She boarded up around the corner from me, and got in, had a shower, and Mrs. Hill came. She said, Coral, there's somebody knocking at a young gentleman at the door asking for you. I said, I beg your pardon? There's a young gentleman at the door asking for you. She said, he said, looks a very nice young fellow. And it's him standing, it's Ray out the front door with he said, you're supposed to meet me outside the bike sheds. He said, you didn't turn up, I thought you might have been ill, I've come to see how you are. And he had some chocolates and what? I said, I'm okay.
How did you know I lived here? Did you say, how did you know I lived here?
He asked Betty.
So what year was that?
1944 we got married, so I don't know how long before that. What was that? I can't
Well, you better
remember.
get that one right, because John was born in 44.
No, John was born in
44.
44. We were born at 18. We were married 18 months or more before he was born.
Okay.
Well, you must have been married in 43.
43.
Because your wedding anniversary was when? June?
June.
June what?
I know we were married 18 months or more.
And you're married in the Presbyterian church?
The Scots church on North Adelaide, that big Scots church.
Scots church, so it wasn't Presbyterian, it was
No,
Scots church.
big Scots church. And it was Reverend Blanchard who officiated the wedding. Lovely old man.
That's North Terrace.
North Terrace. And Sandra was married in the same church. She wanted to be married, and it was his last wedding. He did it as a favour because he wasn't going to marry anybody more.
What was his name?
Reverend Blanchard. And Blanchard. I can still remember how to spell it. He's a lovely man.
Back to the ammunition factory. What calibre bullets were you making? What calibre bullets? 303?
303s, and I used to work 3 shifts. There was 3 shifts. It'd be midnight till 7 in the morning, 8 hours, and then from 8 till 4 in the afternoon, something like that, and then from 4 to
midnight.
And on the midnight shift, there was no train. I had to ride my bike home in the dark, but I had a girlfriend, Margaret, I think her name was. She lived in the street, Milne Road, down the street from Ethel's. And going home one night, there's these galahs hiding behind the electric light poles, jumping out at us and making silly noises. And I said, oh hell, and I nearly fell off my bike and went like mad. And one night, the both of us, we were just going there very tired, and this car started up. I said, quick, and it started following us. I said, quick, hurry up and get in your gate. So she said, what about you? I said, forget about me, you just get in your gate. And I raced and I got up to Yeo Street. As I got around the corner, I jumped off the bike and pulled the generator off. And got up to Ethel's gate, got through the gate, threw the bike down and got down behind the fence. Just in time I looked down, there's the lights coming up the road. They saw where I came from. And I stayed down there and I heard the car come and it just went past. I tricked them.
That was Ethel Street.
That was in Yeo Street, yes.
Yes, spell that.
Why Yeo?
So you married Dad and lived at Salisbury. You both worked in the plant.
Yes.
And
then we went
had John there.
We went from Salisbury
to Angaston.
We went from Torrensville to Salisbury.
Torrensville. That's where you lived first.
Torrensville and then to Salisbury, where Dad got a job with the electricity man. His name, I've forgotten his name. Anyhow,
At Salisbury.
and we stayed in the cabin homes. Remember, right by the school. You don't remember, by the school, by the schoolhouse where you had a cabin. Remember the cabin homes in the wartime?
Yeah.
I know what they look like.
Yeah. And well, we had one of those up the end of the street, right by the school, and there was a bowling green behind us. It was a nice little home.
Remember the name of the street?
And John was born there. Pardon?
Remember the name of the street?
Not Hill Street. First Street. It was the numbers.
First
Street.
And John was born
In Salisbury,
hospital?
in the nursing home.
So what section did Dad work in?
Pardon?
In the factory? What section did he work in?
Down at in the munitions. He worked in the machinery, fixing up the machinery out at, what was the name of that place? It was out, Islington.
Islington,
I
yeah.
don't know what they were doing there, but he was fixing motors up because he was a mechanic.
Mm.
And then he got transferred back to Hendon, that's where we met. Hendon, that's a suburb of Adelaide.
Yeah.
So when the war finished in 45, you quit working at the factory?
No, would have
I
quit
quit to
before
get
then.
married.